Jarvis, I've been looking forward to this game for a long time.
This is one of the more underrated rivalries I think we have in Northeast Tennessee. Hampton is showing why they're the #1 team in Class 2A. They're picking up right where they left off last year, going all the way to the state championship game. But do not sleep on South Green. They've had a really tough schedule to open up the year at 2-4. I know on paper it looks like, oh, Hampton should walk away with a win easily in this one, but this is a rivalry that's gone down to the wire. One-possession games decided the last 2 years.
Let's look at some key players first. We'll start with Hampton.
Well, Levi Lunsford, the offense revolves around him, and what an unbelievable year. He's had multiple 100-yard rushing performances. Last week against Happy Valley, he ran for a $161 and a touchdown. That was just in a half because he rested in the second half. He's going to get a lot of carries tonight.
And for South Green, it's Connor Race, who better be off to the races tonight.
He better be if South Green wants an opportunity to win this game, and he's more than capable of doing it. He leads the Rebels in rushing yards. He leads them in receiving yards. I expect him to be heavily involved on offense for South Green, especially to try and take some pressure off of their quarterback. He can open up the rest of the offensive attack as well. Austin Bentley, 53, blew up this play in the backfield. I want you to watch him. He does an outstanding job. Look at him, lined up over the center. Big initial hit right there in the backfield. He's an anchor on this defense, a 3-year starter, 6 foot, 200 pounds. He is an absolute load to handle if you're an offensive lineman. Great job right there by Bentley with that penetration, just completely blowing up that play and forcing a 3rd and long. Great start here for the Cyclones. It's exactly what Sean Witten wanted. Nothing fancy here. He's going to take the snap, plant that foot in the ground, get it out quickly to Dalton Mitchell on the outside. Gets a great block, too, and he's able to get some space down the sideline all the way inside the 35.
Let's take a look at some of his highlights.
Well, he only had 55 yards last week, and now Twin Springs is the beneficiary because he's having his coming out party. Kestner, that is, in week 2 of the season, going in for the touchdown run here. And then this has been a common theme. The runs to the left side, the left tackle and the left guard, Brock Stamper, Caleb Casey have doing a fantastic job on that left-hand side, creating a lot of running room for the junior, Merrick Kestner. I might keep an eye on Cade Russell here in the backfield. He has yet to get a touch. This might be a good time.
Jarvis starting things off very nicely, calling for Cade Russell. He picks up the first down inside the 20.
The quarterback draw earlier in the drive, it's why that play right there was able to work. They know they have to account for him on the rush. Look at all the bodies that are coming at Trivet. Then it opens up the pitch to Lunsford, and then just look at all of that running room he has. That's Chester Casey. He's kind of that change of pace back. Dukes is going to come in and kind of just run you over, and then Chester kind of brings that speed element to their game all the way down now to the Elizabeth and close to the 25 and another first down. Look at this coming up right here. Gets the carry, and then look at that big hole. That's 68. That's Redford again, like we were talking about earlier. South Green got just enough pressure to alter that pass because he was open there. Great job right there by South Green, kind of just putting just enough pressure on Trivet. Look, he's going out to the corner of the end zone. He's running to that back pylon. He has him, but just overthrows him just a little bit. If that play is better protected, I would think that Trivet's able to put it right on Johnny Greenwell, and that could be a touchdown. Well, it all started early on for Holston. This is the opening kickoff, just a little pooch kick, finding some daylight. Cavs able to recover at the 20-yard line, and it sets up the opening score, part of a big night for Merrick Kestner in that Holston run game. Touchdown gives the Cavs the early lead. Then the special teams continuing for the Cavs. The blocked punt. It would be recovered by Twin Springs, but in the end zone, resulting in a safety. Cavs adding on to that lead, and then again, it is Kestner going into the end zone for another rushing touchdown. Then the halfback pass, Dustin Bott finding his receiver, Landon Sanders, down the field. Holston just rolling, and then another Twin Springs miscue on special teams would result in more points for Holston, part of a big win for the Cavs. Hampton up 22-0 over South Green. You're watching Toyota's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Holston Medical Group. Let's show you some first half highlights and how Hampton has jumped out to this lead, and it's in large part to that guy, number 9, Levi Lunsford, just pounding it on the ground, going in for the touchdown on the opening drive to take the early lead. One of the only things that didn't go right for Hampton, the second time they had the ball, Dylan Trivet gets picked off by Dion Blair, and it looked like South Green was going to snatch some early momentum and turn it into something, but they weren't able to turn that drive into any points. The other guy off to a great start for South Green was number 1, Johnny Greenwell, but then it's Lunsford finding the end zone again to make it 16-0 Hampton. Here's Greenwell again getting the carry. Then later, Lunsford, his 3rd touchdown of the first half. Hampton cruising here off to a big lead, and they've done it all on the ground. 220 rushing yards. South Green, only 1 yard of offense. Hampton with 15 first downs, and they have dominated the time of possession. They lead 22-0. We're going to step aside and take a quick timeout. You're watching Toyota's Friday Night Rivals, presented by HMG.